Hello everyone, this is the carbon growth cycle. This represents a lot of knowledge, expertise, and work. It's been vetted through several different groups of people. I think we're ready to roll it out. We're excited about the carbon growth cycle. And I want to start with the name. First of all, it is a cycle. That means that it's something that will be repeated over and over and over again. We don't see ourselves ever moving away. This is all based on research, and it's all based um, on experience as to how the work of collaboration is done most effectively. So when I start out with this glossary of acronyms, you're going to see SLT, PLC, DAT, SMART, and PD Day. Just want to define those things. SLT is a school leadership team. PLC is a grade level department, professional learning community. So in general, this is laid out with the left-hand column being the time frame, and then the right-hand column being the tasks that are associated with that time frame. So in the very beginning, the first one we have is assuming that we are starting this cycle after school's out. So in late May, early June, the school leadership team would get together, and what would they do? So that's the way that's lined out. And then a very logical sequence following that in August before school starts in a faculty meeting, what would happen? And then we'd have our first PD day. What's going to happen in that day? And then we have the ongoing work of the PLC. And then we have in preparation for the second PD day, which would be in November. And then we'd have our November PD day. And then our ongoing work for 60 days of the PLC. And then we have in preparation for the third PD day. And then we'd have what's going to happen in that PD day. And then we have the ongoing work of the PLC teams. And then the final PD day, which is the day after school gets out or somewhere near there. So going back up to the top, I'm going to break it down so that you understand how this works. In May and June, a school leadership team would need to do these tasks. They need to reflect on the previous year, on that year's improvement plan. They need to analyze the data from that, and they need to identify areas of improvement based on that data. They need to set some school-wide SMART goals for the following school year, and they need to complete the school improvement plan. So, and they also have to plan for their first faculty meeting. So all those things need to be done at some point before August. Then in August, there will be a kickoff meeting where the leadership team sits down with the whole staff and they go over the goals and the updated plans, the steps that are going to be taken, and they receive feedback and input from the rest of the staff. Here we want to make it clear that the school leadership team will follow this process, and they'll focus in 4 different areas: academics, behavior, attendance, and instruction. And each team is going to need to decide, where do they start. Obviously, we're not at that point right now. Right now, we have already passed our first PD day. We are here in the ongoing work of the PLC teams. So everybody will start right here at this level and start working. We don't expect leadership teams to go back in time and try and do all of this. We think that a lot of this was done through the Ed Direction training, and I think we're in a pretty good spot. Not exactly, maybe where we want to be, but we're in a good spot. So we want to do the ongoing work of the PLC right now, And as we get closer to the second PD day, the school leadership team has some things that they need to do. Well, here's how the document works. When it's time to do a task, you simply click on the task and you'll see that there's listed a bookmark. That means that within this one document is everything that any team is going to need, for the most part. So to reflect on last year's improvement plan, how do we do that? What's the implementation science? Okay, so I can click on this link. It'll take me to a place in the document that gives me a protocol for how to do that. A leadership team can follow this protocol and know exactly what needs to be done. So in this case, they're going to use a sticky note protocol to reflect on the previous year's plan. Now, what if this is a little bit confusing, or if there's any concerns, how could you get some better clarification? Well, there is a video link, and this would take you to YouTube, and this extremely low quality video will explain the plan reflection protocol and why it's there, and some of the background. But it's a short video. This one's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds to show exactly what needs to be done. So that's how that works. When you want to go back to the top of the cycle, you can click this link, and it's a bookmark that takes you right back up to the top. Every step has a protocol and a video. On top of that, anyone can contact me, Micah, Robert, your administration, and receive even more support and help with these. So as you can see, all those have links. The first PD day will be in the future. Since we've already had our first one, obviously that's not the case, but next year the first PD day will be mostly work of the PLC. You'll be analyzing team data, you'll be identifying specific areas where improvement is needed, you'll be setting SMART goals, and you'll be completing your PLC plan. And as you can see, there's another video on that. In this case, this one is not a protocol. This one takes you to an actual plan template where you can fill out your plan. So where are we at right now? What do we want people to focus on and get done right now? And that's the ongoing work of the PLC teams. So you'll find it right here. It's after the first PD day. That's where we are in this timeline of the left-hand column. So we want you to focus on identifying essential standards, develop clear mental models, develop rubric or checklist for every essential standard, develop or adjust assessments that align with the rubric and checklist, analyze the rubric data or the assessment data, and plan to provide intervention. This is what we would expect everyone to be doing every time you're sitting down to collaborate. If you already have essential standards, then work on mental models. If you already have mental models, work on rubrics or checklists. If you already have those, work on assessments. If you have all four, congratulations. You're ready to go into the heart and the meat of PLC collaboration, and that's analyzing the data and planning for intervention and extension. Each of these steps, again, has a very clear protocol and a video that goes with them. You'll see down here that we have this area dealing with evidence-based instructional strategy. We have this here because we are going to get here. We are not there yet. Don't worry about these steps. Obviously, they don't have links and they don't have protocols. We don't expect you to work on them right now. We do want to move here in the future. So we've got it here so you can see it. There's no surprises. We are going to eventually focus in this area, but only after we have these things in place and things are going well. So that's the work. It won't be long before school leadership teams will need to start preparing for the second PD day. When that second PD day comes, the school leadership team is going to need some time in that day, and then individual PLC teams will get to work again. You'll reflect on the last 60 days. So the way we have this set up is 60-day plan, come back, regroup, reflect, look at the data, and identify the next 60-day plan. And then you go back to work and you keep working that plan. Then you prepare for the third PD day. And the third PD day, again, you're looking at the last 60 days and you're looking forward to the next 60 days. So this is a very logical process, and we want to support in any way that we can. We are very excited about this. This is I've never seen this put together and done in this way before. It's something that I always wished I was able to provide for teachers and teams. So good luck in your implementation of the carbon growth cycle. If you ever have any questions, please let us know.